I was thinking about the trans craze sweeping our teenage girls, right? Like they're also looking for a place to feel like they belong. And we used to have that when I was a teenager too. And people might smoke pot or they'd, I don't know, join the cheerleaders or they, whatever. But today's day and age has offered this other potentially very dangerous avenue for them where you can have your breasts cut off and you can take cross-sex hormones when you might not actually have any gender dysphoria and wind up sterilized, right? It's sort of occultism.
Well, you must like radioactive subjects.
I do. Yeah, I'm sort of a third wheel kind of person.
But I will comment on this to say that, I've raised 10 kids. All the boys, came in with dresses at some point. All the girls did whatever they did that was more inclined toward what we consider traditionally male activities and blah, blah, blah. I think that there is gender dysphoria. It's a very real thing. And I think that the decision to start taking hormones, for example, needs to be taken very carefully because now you're getting into things that are not easily reversible. And obviously, actual genital surgery or removal of breasts, these are not things you back away from very easily. I think it's interesting that when somebody wants to transition and goes through the whole process, and now there's an institution of people ready to do that, doctors ready to do it, people ready to encourage it, pharma products ready to be used as always. Well, when that happens, you are welcomed. However, for those few people who would like to reverse gender reassignment surgery, they are pariahs. They are some kind of betrayer. There's some kind of they should be canceled. It's just a fascinating thing because anything that becomes any medical or emotional issue that becomes a cultural and social issue is problematic. And I know I would hope that anybody who wants to do transition surgery does it as an adult.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Of course, that's one parent speaking, but I wanted to say something about one parent speaking. Freedom of speech is specifically about things we disagree with. Otherwise, you wouldn't need freedom of speech if everybody felt the same way. And so is it okay for me to have any opinion? Is it okay for RFK to have an opinion or Dr. Robert Malone to have an opinion? The answer today, or you, Megyn, the answer today is no. It is not okay. It is not okay. You get into what would be called forbidden speech, and there's misinformation. That's just an error. There's disinformation. That's an intentional error and designed to mislead people, they say. And now there's malinformation. Do you know that one, Megyn? Have you heard that one?
Mm-mm. I haven't heard
Malinformation is information that might or might not be accurate, but tends to diminish confidence in the government. That's called malinformation. And so, we've been here before. I like to say on all of these things, I go historically, as you see in my books as well. On all of these things, it is not the first time that a culture is facing totalitarian behaviors by government. You could blame it on Trump, you can blame it on Biden or Clinton, anybody you want, but ultimately the federal government is so powerful at the moment that it can control information with complete impunity, which is going on right now. And, these things throughout human history, some people have sought to control others, typically a minority of people, right down to the king and queen. You can't have a smaller minority than that, controlling entire populations. That is history. And a very quick thing is that if you looked at world history as a pie, the entire pie is totalitarian leadership and governance, other than a tiny, tiny sliver, which is the United States and Western Europe. It's not permanent. It's not destined to be permanent. And most societies move toward greater and greater control of the population. And, favorably, in 2020, a book that hadn't been in print, hadn't been published for 70 years, it was 70 years old, suddenly became a top 20 bestseller. And that was 1984, was a top 20 bestseller in 2020. Isn't that interesting? People are paying attention.
They are. But the manipulation is at every level. If you're like me, you're growing more and more concerned about the future. The market's all over the place. Inflation's at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates are skyrocketing. The news is not good. Market experts not only predict a recession, but they're using terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. If you want to protect your future, call a precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Everyone says that's what you need to do. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or inside your IRA or 401k. And they keep it super simple. They're the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. And as an exclusive offer for my listeners and viewers, if you call them right now, they're going to give you $1,500, up to $1,500 of free silver and a free safe on qualifying orders. So don't wait. Call them now. Call 866-518-2955. That's 866-518-2955. Or just text my name, Megyn, Megyn, to 65532. Again, that's 866-518-2955 or text Megyn to 65532. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.